So multi-threading, I think that for me, I have had multiple times, and I know especially there's a ton of people on this call that are currently doing this. Give me a shout out, like a yes, if this has happened to you and you feel my pain. But even just a couple weeks ago, I have this big deal. I'm just about to get it across the line. I have a verbal, I have a written communication plan, I have dates on the calendar, and my champion and check signer leaves the building. Anyone? Can I get some consensus? I think this has happened to everyone. And having secondary, tertiary relationships with other people in the business, not only for that reason, but things happen all the time. They go on vacation right before it's the end of the month and you're trying to hit quota, whatever it is. Having multiple relationships and having multiple threads becomes so important. Having them all, I actually got a really great tip of like not putting all of them on the to line whenever we're doing an email, putting one person in the main address field and copying other people, because it gives more direction of like, here's who's in charge of responding, instead of leaving that up for open and interpretation. And then everyone's like, oh, well, I thought Maggie was going to respond, but having this this relationship with more than one person so that you can lean and be like, hey, is everything okay? And they're like, oh, unfortunately, that person left the organization, or they're out sick this week, or they're on vacation and they won't be back for a month because they're in Bali living their most beautiful life, whatever it is. Huge, huge, huge. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to have relationships like throughout. I see a lot of people.
Yeah, you're blowing
This
up
is
the
a
chat here. I think you hit a pain point for a lot of people
we all
here.
do, right?
Yes, you
But
can't
like,
put all
have
your eggs in one
track of
basket.
it. Track of
It's
it. Like, I don't know if Maggie, Salman, is there anything that you guys are currently doing to keep track of that? You're multi-threading. There's a lot, it's a lot of people.
You gotta tag them. So whatever your, kind of tool you're using, keep track of them, whether you have a lot of advanced tools, so you can keep track of them and tag them and say, okay, this is my group of very like premier prospects where I have a task for them and I know I need to go after them, whether it's we all have an sundry of tools. So whether that's writing it down on a piece of paper or knowing where you want to be at in an account or who you're talking to, it's just so simple as just writing it down in any medium that you can to keep track of your brain, where the multi-thread is going, the different conversations that you're having. And I think that makes a good point to what I was explaining a little bit before, was just knowing where you're at within an account and making sure you're tracking all of that. You want that person that has not only a business email, but a mobile and a direct, and know where they are and they have the right title and you need to call them. So keeping track of them, but also keeping track of the other people that you have conversations with. So it's just documenting everything and making sure that you're organized and meticulous
Yes.
in your prospecting.
Great point.
One thing I wanted to add to well, Maggie and Leslie's point around multi-threading is that in some circumstances you'll have an existing customer where they have a center of excellence. Maybe they spend a few $1,000 with you, or $10,000 or $20,000 with you, and in a perfect world it would be great to get referrals from this organization, from this individual who's your champion, saying, hey, can you refer me to other people across the organization that could be leveraging the platform as well? And that's like a big flex. If you can get one, that's great. We want to know what a bigger flex is. If you can do their job for them, be proactive, don't be reactive. Show that you're an internal advisor by reaching out to other stakeholders across the organization that might see value and bring them to your champion. I've done that with a recent customer where I just sat back, I invited this individual to a call that this champion from their organization that they didn't even know each other. I spoke for 60 seconds on the 30-minute call. They were just hashing it out. And how I did that was sending a very methodical email to these other stakeholders, letting them know, hey, we're actually working with one of your directors at your organization. They've been able to solve X, Y, and Z. Would you be interested in learning more? And they said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Your best seller can be your champion. Instead of asking for the referral, bring the referral to them.